Hey, what's up, folks? This is Jesse with Keeping It Real Finance, the channel that always has your back and tells it like it is. Today's video is a little bit different from my normal videos. I'm going to be looking into which Robinhood crypto has the greatest chance to go parabolic next. So it's really got me thinking, watching these coins go, that nobody ever thought these coins would run the way that they have, and they continue to do that. And they'll probably continue to do that into the future, right? So the news that's pushing them, obviously we have Elon Musk as a central figure in a lot of this. We have Robinhood as a central platform in a lot of this. And so I thought, what better time than now to really dig into all 7 of these and see what we think they could do by the end of this year. Who has the greatest probability to do big things? And that's what today's video is going to be all about. So I'm going to be getting into the nuts and bolts of each one of these. We're going to be looking at the charts. I'm going to give you my own chart, and I'm going to create a scorecard where we're going to total them up at the end and see who the winner is and crown them the winner. So it's based on math. It's not personal opinion. It is what it is, and that's the focus of this video. So as always, make sure that you hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and if you click the bell, you'll be made aware whenever I post time-sensitive content just like this. And now, let's get it going. So in this video, the purpose is to talk about the cryptos that are on Robinhood right now, which are Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin SV, we have Dogecoin, Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, and Litecoin, okay? So I wanted to kick off this video by first looking at each coin's individual zoomed out yearly chart based on the most recent trend lines. So first, we have Bitcoin. So if you look at the zoomed out yearly chart, Bitcoin is poised to finish the year with a floor of around 86,700. Now this would line up perfectly with Plan B's stock to flow model, which predicts Bitcoin finishing the year at roughly 87,500. Now what you need to remember though is that's the floor. So if Bitcoin continues to trade within the channel, 115,000 would be the ceiling. So as of this recording, Bitcoin was trading at $50,486. Next, we'll look at Bitcoin Cash. So if you look at the zoomed out yearly chart, Bitcoin Cash is poised to finish the year with a floor of around $3,050. The ceiling for Bitcoin Cash is $3,800. And as of this recording, Bitcoin Cash was trading at $1,307. Third, we have Bitcoin SV. So if you look at the zoomed out yearly chart, Bitcoin SV will finish the year with a floor of $280. The ceiling for Bitcoin SV is $610. As of this recording, Bitcoin SV was trading at $327. Fourth, we have everybody's favorite Dogecoin, right? They're our favorite meme coin of all time. If you look at the zoomed out Doge chart, Doge will tentatively finish the year with a floor of $1.87 and the ceiling potentially $2.40. So as of this recording, Doge was trading at 53 cents. Now fifth, we have Ethereum. So if you looked at the zoomed out Ethereum chart, the floor for Ethereum is 7,437, with the ceiling being 9,383. Now, as of this recording, ETH was trading at $4,020. Sixth, we have Ethereum Classic. So if you look at the zoomed out chart, you can see the floor is $191. The ceiling is $333. And as of this recording, Ethereum Classic was trading at $108. Lastly, we have Litecoin. So if you look at the zoomed out Litecoin chart, 426 is the floor with 638 as the ceiling. As of this recording, Litecoin was trading at $331. Now, if we compare all 7 in spreadsheet format, you can see the following. So I've listed all 7 coins and compared each based upon recent trends and their charts with floor and ceiling. Now, from that, we can calculate a potential gain based on trend. So ranking the coins based on potential gain, we have number 1, Dogecoin with a 4.52x potential gain. Number 2, Ethereum Classic at 3.08x. Number 3, Bitcoin Cash at 2.9x. Number 4, Ethereum at 2.33x. Number 5, Bitcoin at 2.28x. Number 6, Litecoin at 1.93x. And number 7, Bitcoin SV at 1.87x. Now, we're going to expand on that chart in a moment, so stay with me. Next, we look at the news. So for each coin, we have the following. So for Bitcoin, the most recent news is that Tesla is no longer accepting Bitcoin as payment. That was the shock heard around the world just a couple days ago. Now, what we don't know here is the real reason why this decision was made, as Elon cited Bitcoin's energy usage as the reason. Now, ironically, many on Twitter have pointed out that he knew up front how much energy Bitcoin needed, right? So this isn't new information, so why all of a sudden is he doing this? Twitter also pointed out much of the energy is in China, where they have focused heavily on renewables. So that's interesting. Others, such as Michael Saylor, have even pointed out that Bitcoin spotlights the continued need for renewables, and that's a good thing. And I would agree with him, he's right. Now, ultimately, though, we don't know if Elon did it because of energy consumption, because Tesla stockholders felt Bitcoin wasn't green and therefore didn't align with the company values. Obviously, the stock's been down recently. Or that simply nobody was exchanging Bitcoin for Teslas. That could be it too. Now, why would you use an appreciating asset like Bitcoin to buy a depreciating asset like a car as a Tesla? That makes no sense. So the hunch here is simply nobody was buying Teslas with Bitcoin. That may be true. So the question is, why isn't Tesla accepting other currencies, such as, for example, USDC? This is the no-brainer to me. I don't understand this one. I would spend USDC on a Tesla all day, every day. And in the meantime, I'd like to have my USDC and make my 9% on Voyager, which, by the way, I have referral links with referral bonuses in the video description. Check those out, okay? Now, for other news, the Bitcoin conference is coming up just the next month in Miami, Florida, where many of the most outspoken voices in Bitcoin will be attending. Unfortunately, I can't go to this one just yet, but maybe next year. We'll see. All right. Now, Bitcoin Cash, which, by the way, was a hard fork of Bitcoin in 2017 due to the scalability concerns for peer-to-peer electronic cash. The only news we have for Bitcoin Cash is that the next upgrade occurring to Bitcoin Cash will happen May 15th, which is just a couple days from now, bringing improvements to users and merchants. Regarding Bitcoin SV, and Bitcoin SV, by the way, is the result of a hard fork of Bitcoin Cash in 2018. Bitcoin SV stands for Bitcoin Satoshi's Vision. And for those who don't know, Satoshi Nakamoto, being the pseudonymous creator of Bitcoin, that's what it's for. Okay, so Bitcoin Satoshi's Vision. The Bitcoin SV Developer Convention will be taking place May 15th through the 16th, so this weekend. And you can go to bscdevcon.net for more info. Doge. So our favorite meme coin, the noobs new to crypto love to buy, while crypto veterans bash it for having no utility and being inflationary. Well, the truth, though, is Doge does actually have 3 purposes, the way I see it. So number 1 is a fundraiser for charity. I talked about this in my Doge video. They've done it numerous times. They'll continue to do it. Number 2 is a tipping currency. So if you want to tip somebody, you can tip them in Dogecoin. And number 3, as a sponsor. Doge has sponsored 2 NASCARs. And I guess if I think about it, there is kind of a number 4 here, which Mark Cuban references with the Dallas Mavericks, that they accept Dogecoin as payment. So there you go. Now, just imagine if Doge became deflationary or created an ecosystem. That would change everything, okay? Now, we always seem to have news on Doge thanks to Elon, right? So recent news creating the pump was Elon going to Saturday Night Live, and was he going to talk about Dogecoin? Well, guess what? He went on there and he said it's a hustle. Thanks, Elon. Now, we also had him declare himself the Doge father, okay? There's talk of SpaceX putting an actual Dogecoin on the actual moon, as well as putting one beyond the moon, which is crazy, okay? Now, most recently, Elon tweeted asking if Tesla should accept Doge instead of Bitcoin. So obviously the answer there was a resounding yes. Now, on a regular basis, hashtags like hashtag Doge Army and hashtag Doge for Tesla trend on Twitter on a regular basis. They're always on that right-hand side. So we know the Doge community is massive and strong, right? Significant influence. Unfortunately, or fortunately for charity, Vitalik just unloaded numerous Doge and dog-themed meme coins to charity, shocking the coins. So that happened just the other day as well. Now, some took this as he was sticking it to them for making crypto a joke and making the ETH gas fees just be completely insane, because the higher Ethereum goes, the more expensive these gas fees are. Others simply said what he did for charity was amazing. And it truly was. He donated like billions of dollars, which is, you know, kind of right up there with Jeff Bezos' ex-wife, Mackenzie. Now, I'm sure the truth is kind of like somewhere in between, right? So that's kind of how I view that one. Now, for Ethereum, the most recent news was the Berlin hard fork on April 15th, which aimed to lower gas fees. We have another hard fork coming in June, the London hard fork, which again is targeting those gas fees. Ultimately, we have ETH 2.0 will come out with the goal of moving Ethereum from proof of work to proof of stake. So Bitcoin is proof of work. Proof of work just simply means you have to mine it. Proof of stake means that you stake it and it's validated that way, okay? In fact, ETH 2.0 staking has since gone live on Coinbase. Now, for Ethereum Classic, which resulted as a July 2016 hard fork from the hack of a third party on it, it is the original Ethereum chain. Now, really, Ethereum Classic has no news other than it's been running lately for no apparent reason other than it's a cheaper version of Ethereum, right? Which it is. Now, lastly, we have Litecoin. The only news on Litecoin is that in 2023, the blocks will halve, just like Bitcoin halving occurs. So for anybody who doesn't understand this, they mine Bitcoin, and every 4 years, the rewards that those miners get are halved. Mining is basically just solving an extremely complex math problem, okay? So their rewards are being halved. Well, the same thing is happening here with Litecoin. That's the only thing that showed up in CoinMarketCap. Now, outside of that, you could argue that the big news with Litecoin was the PayPal merchant payments, where they're included along with Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, and Ethereum. So that was the most recent thing. But outside of that, not a whole lot, okay? Now, in the most recent Robinhood newsletter, they reference coin crowding, which essentially is when investors flood a project. So basically, GameStopification, or as I like to think, the Robinhood effect, right? This keeps happening. So the question is based on everything we've reviewed today, where do I see it shaking out? Well, let's insert the rest of the chart here. Now, if you're looking at my chart, I added a little scorecard. So we have the rank based on potential gain. And the way I did this is if you were ranked number 1, well, out of 7 coins, you would get a +7 is what you would get. We have has upcoming news. If you have news, I gave them a +1. If they have no news, I just gave them a 0. We have the affordability ranking. So the cheaper gets ranked higher. We have use case ranking. So what are the actual use cases here? And then we have total score and overall ranking. So the way this whole thing added up was that Doge comes out number 1. And the reason why is that they had 19 points total, which was far more than any of the other coins in this list. Second, we actually had 3 of them tie, which I was completely surprised by. So we have a tie regarding Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, and Ethereum Classic. Number 3, we have Bitcoin. Number 4, we have Litecoin. And number 5, we have Bitcoin SV. So to answer the question of which one of these coins has the greatest odds of going parabolic next, the answer, as crazy as it is Doge. As Elon keeps pushing this thing, it could keep happening. And, you know, I think I saw Lark Davis say on Twitter that, you know, Elon is a chaos agent. He's a disruptor. And whether you love him or hate him for what he's doing, he's probably just going to continue to do that. And so as long as he stays behind this, it could keep going up. And he just posted today that now he is apparently working with the developers of Doge to see if they really could accept Doge at the Tesla dealership, which is just insane. And, you know, if there's something that I've learned in the crypto space, it's that we think things are a certain way and they'll always be that way. And that's the way everybody talks about them, right? People are very tribal, as they like to say. You know, every coin is someone else's football team. And they defend these teams to the end, right? But the thing here is that with these coins that are on this list, Dogecoin kind of stands out the most. It's just absolutely crazy. And what I wanted to say there was, sorry, I lost my train of thought. What I wanted to say there was that Dogecoin currently is inflationary and it really doesn't have an ecosystem, right? But what happens if they decide, the community says, you know what, we're voting on it and now Dogecoin's deflationary? Well, they kind of just did the same thing with Ethereum. They said, hey, these gas fees are too high. Well, guess what? Now we're putting in some hard forks. And they voted on it and it was approved. So who's to say they couldn't do the same thing with Dogecoin at some point and say, you know what? We no longer want it to be inflationary. Now it's deflationary. We're not making any more Dogecoin. It could happen, right? Totally crazy. You know, if they decided that, hey, you know what? We're going to make a Dogecoin ecosystem now that it's being widely adopted. That could happen. Look at how much money is in Dogecoin. Of course they could do this. So the point here is that what we think we know may not always be the way it is. Things change, okay? So the bottom line is this list is entirely based on this year. I'm not talking about staking and long-term and anything like that. I'm simply talking about right now based on the trend of this year where these things shake out. And so, yet again, Doge number 1, number 2, Ethereum and Ethereum Classic and Bitcoin Cash, number 3, Bitcoin, number 4, Litecoin, and number 5, Bitcoin SV. So those are the odds where I think this thing will shake out. If you got comments, by all means, leave it in a comment what you think is going to happen. I simply did this based on an objective analysis. That's what this is. Whether it ultimately happens, who knows? But that's historically what has occurred here, and this is why I've scored these coins the way I have. You know, for example, you look at use case, I have Ethereum number 1. That's clearly a number 1. You know, when you look at affordability ranking, obviously Bitcoin is number 7. Now, apparently, you know, you don't need to get an entire Bitcoin. We all know that, right? So you don't need to get a whole Bitcoin just to buy Bitcoin. But the way it looks on the surface for anybody new who's picking up coins, especially through something like Robinhood, they're going to look for the staples and then what's a cheaper version that they could get a lot of. That's where Doge comes in. That's where Ethereum Classic comes in. Bitcoin Cash. That's why these coins have been running. All right. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully I've broken that down enough that it's clearly to understand and you can easily follow it. You can pick up any of these coins on Robinhood. That's the point of this. You can also get them in multiple other places. As I mentioned earlier, I do have referral links with referral bonuses to Voyager, Crypto.com, Binance.us, multiple platforms I've got, wallets, etc., you name it. So you can get this stuff all over the place. So definitely check those out for some free money bonuses and you help support the channel. Other than that, if you enjoyed the video today, make sure to hit the like button. Don't forget that I'm also on Twitter at KIR Finance, where I'm tweeting and retweeting on a regular basis. Check me out there. And for a friendly reminder, this is Jesse with Keeping It Real Finance, the channel that always has your back and tells it like it is. I will see you on the next one. Later.